Stockton, and today I'll be talking about the four questions on discussion post 7. The first question: describe the importance of self-leadership and its role in working with others to achieve a task. Self-leadership is to summarize in summary is a way for a person to be able to look at themselves and determine their own leadership styles and skills so that they're able to hone these to peak conditions so that they improve themselves as leaders in their own right. This will lead the person to be able to have insight on themselves and be able to have critical thinking when it comes to determining what they believe they should improve about themselves so that they become furthermore effective as what they want to do so that they can accomplish their own goals. Furthermore, once a person is able to reflect on themselves and are able to determine their own weaknesses and strengths, it is beneficial when it comes to working with others to achieve a task. This opens up opportunities for others to fill in the weaknesses of one another so that they are able to achieve their goals effectively. This will eventually lead to greater understanding of one another because they are able to develop a level of trust with one another since they know their own strengths and weaknesses of one another. The second question is, do you enjoy working in small groups on projects? Why or why not? Personally, I sometimes enjoy working in small group when it comes to certain topics or projects, since the work may be easier to divide up or it would be more effective for it to be done as a team. Other than those reasons, I mainly prefer to work alone, or maybe with one other individual, mainly because I want to be able to rely on my own strengths and be able to see how far I can come with my own strengths and see how far I can go as my achievements. Furthermore, sometimes small groups run into a lot of problems when it comes to handling subjects or specific topics, which they can be held up on for a long period of time, trying to determine whose idea is the right one to solve the problem. I find this to be very time consuming and, pretty much, pretty much, ruins the pacing of trying to achieve the goal, even if it's for, everyone. I find it to be very ineffective, and sometimes it can be really hard to handle when it comes to resolving those conflicts because some people are very stubborn. So that's another reason why. The third question: which small group competencies from the video have you excelled in, and which areas do you need to improve in? I believe that I excel in group competencies when it comes to relation competencies and being solution oriented in small groups. This is because when people within my own group tend to be at others tend to I'm starting my words. This is because when people within my own group tend to be at odds with one another, I try to find ways to help the two people get along better, or if a person believes that their solution is a better fit for the problem, I would have both parties present evidence in front of each other to determine whose solution is more effective so that both parties understand the facts and reasoning behind the solution that was chosen to solve the problem. Furthermore, I think that I'm solution oriented because I always try to find solutions to a problem through any means possible. So I'm not afraid to ask for everyone in the group's inputs when it comes to how they believe that the problem should be solved, or if they end up finding a piece that could be used to solving the problem. However, I do think that I need to improve my discussion management skills, mainly because I become sidetracked depending on what is presented in front of me, or if something outside of the project is affecting my daily life, such as my social life or and family problems. The fourth question is, define conflict in your own words. Provide examples of when you have used at least two of the four conflict styles presented in your text. I believe that conflict is when two or more people come to a disagreement on a particular subject or matter, which will lead them to becoming more resentful towards each other if the conflict is not dealt with properly and effectively. Furthermore, I have dealt with a lot of conflicts since in high school and college you have to do with a bunch of projects and groups. This has led me to come up with ways to find solutions to the conflict that both me and the other person will benefit from or be happy with the end result. Or I try my best to come to understand why the other person is upset or wants to use a different approach to solve the problem so I effectively listen to what they say and determine if their methods are more effective than my own and then proceed to agree with them if they are in the right. That is all.